Welcome folks back to the channel. Today we're going to dive deep into history's hidden corners. Get ready to uncover the incredible world of captive women among Native American tribes. These stories are filled with resilience, culture, and surprising twists that will change how you see an important time in history. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to have more updates on interesting videos like this. So, let's jump right into the most extraordinary things Indians did to captive women. The attitude of the native Indians towards captive women was complex and different from each other. Sometimes they were often treated with respect and dignity. On the other hand, they were also sometimes subjected to violence and abuse too. The fate of a captive woman often depended on her age, her relationship with her captors, and the specific tribe or nation she was captured by. In general, the native Indians did not tolerate violence against captive girls and women. The moral code of the Indians simply did not permit such actions against members of the weaker gender. This was widespread among various tribes across America. If a captive did not want to marry one of the warriors or even the chief, then she could be ransomed. Women were captured for the purpose of later selling them to relatives or family. There were even special agents who searched for captives, ransomed them from the Indians, and then resold them to grieving family members. The first Europeans to be captured in Texas were Alvar Núñez Cabeza de Vaca and 3 other men. They were part of an expedition led by Pánfilo de Narváez in 1528. Cabeza de Vaca and his companions were captured by the Native Americans, but they eventually escaped by using their skills as medicine men. Over the next 3 centuries, many Spanish and Mexican people were captured by Native American raiders, such as the Apache, Comanche, Kiowa, and Wichita. These captives were often held for many years. In the 1830s, war broke out between the Native Americans and the white settlers. During this time, many settlers were captured by the Native Americans. Life as a captive in the past was incredibly tough and dangerous. Your chances of survival depended on the mood and the type of your captors and how strong you could be. If adult men were captured, they usually didn't make it out alive. White women who were captured in places like Texas often had to serve as partners or helpers for the Native Americans who took them. These women often faced harsh conditions that led to their early deaths, either before they were rescued or afterward. The stories of Rachel Plummer and Sarah Ann Horn show just how awful life could be for captive women among the Plains Indians. But it wasn't always the same for every captive woman. Some were treated with surprising respect, even though they were under the control of their captors. When Native American warriors captured people, they would sometimes kill children who couldn't keep up during the chase. But if these children reached the Native American village safely, they were often adopted into the tribe, just like they were born into it. These kids grew up living like Native Americans and sometimes didn't want to go back to their original families. Some even became strong warriors and attacked settlements. Some well-known examples of these white Indians include Clinton and Jeff Smith, Herman Lehman, Adolph Korn, Rudolph Fisher, and Kiowa Dutch. If white girls were captured before they became teenagers, they often became part of the Native American tribe and even married chiefs or warriors. For instance, Cynthia Ann Parker married a Comanche chief named Peta Nocona and became the mother of Quanah Parker, who later became the tribe's last war chief. When she was rescued in 1860 and reunited with her family, she tried many times to run away and return to her Comanche family. Another girl named Millie Durgan, who was also captured, lived a happy life as the wife of a Kiowa warrior. Now, when older girls were captured, the situation was quite different. These girls were at an age where they could have children, and they often despised their captors. They would do everything they could to escape, even if it was very risky. Let me tell you about Matilda Lockhart, who was just 13 when she was captured by the Comanches. She was treated very poorly by them, and in 1840, she caused a big problem in San Antonio. She accused the Indians of hiding other captives, leading to a major conflict. Many captives in Texas were saved or bought back by their families. Texas Rangers, soldiers, Indian agents, or traders. Some were even redeemed by people who cared about them. For example, Sam Houston bought Mrs. Elizabeth Kellogg, who was taken during the Comanche raid on Fort Parker in 1836, from friendly Delaware Indians. General Zachary Taylor paid to rescue 2 young boys, John Parker and James Plummer, who were taken in the same raid. General Albert Sidney Johnston saved Rebecca Jane Fisher and her brother, William Gilliland, who were captured by Comanches after their parents were killed near Refugio in 1842. When the Comanches and Kiowas were moved to reservations north of the Red River and were made to release their captives, many of those who had been captives for a long time had become so much a part of their captors' lives that they chose to stay with them. Some had even married Native Americans, and it's estimated that about 30% of Apaches, Comanches, and Kiowas had some captive blood in them. The Oatman sisters' story is a powerful example of how captive women were treated by Native Americans. In 1851, the Yavapai tribe abducted the two sisters and held them captive for a year. During this time, they endured horrific violence and mistreatment, but things changed when the Mojave tribe adopted them. The Mojave chief, his wife Assimilation, and their daughter Topeka treated Olive and Mary, the sisters, very kindly. In fact, they were treated even better than the Mojave's own daughters. The girls didn't have to work anymore, and they even got tattoos on their faces to show they were now part of the tribe. What's unique about this story is that, unlike many settlers who chose to stay with the Mojave tribe, the Oatman sisters never asked for help. It wasn't until a severe drought caused a famine in the Mojave tribe, leading to the death of Olive's younger sister, that someone from outside noticed a white girl in the tribe. A messenger from the Oatman family came to the tribe, and the military demanded that Olive be returned immediately. The Mojave people initially tried to hide the fact that Olive was living with them, but when the military threatened to destroy their village, Olive decided to return to civilization. When she was 19, Olive remembered the discussions about her fate. She was told to say that she wasn't American but belonged to a different group of people who looked like Native Americans and lived far away. They even changed her appearance by coloring her face, feet, and hands in a way that no one had ever seen before. But despite the instructions, she spoke to her rescuer Francisco in broken English and told him the truth, even what the Mojave tribe had made her say. This made Francisco angry, but the tribal leader and his wife stopped any harm from coming to Olive. After returning to her original people and reuniting with her brother, Olive still missed her Native American husband and two sons. She often spoke about them. It's worth noting that the Mojave tribe had never insulted her during her time with them. Even after Olive returned to a normal life, got married, and seemed to leave her past behind, many people noticed that she never smiled again. Maybe it was because she missed her life with the Mojave tribe so much that she couldn't smile anymore. So there you have it. The captivating world of captive women among Native American tribes. These stories, as we've seen, are as diverse as they are remarkable. Some women were embraced and respected by their captors, while others endured unimaginable hardships. It all came down to their age, their relationship with the tribe, and the tribe's own customs, as we said in the very beginning of the video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you for watching.